All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Counting of votes for 70 assembly seats in Delhi underway. US President Donald Trump to visit India later this month. Washington approves sale of integrated air defense weapon system worth $1.867 billion to New Delhi. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to reply on debate on union budget in Parliament. Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal calls upon ULFA Chief Paresh Baruah to join the peace talks. And in cricket, India were 55 for the loss of 2 wickets in 9.2 overs against New Zealand in the third and final ODI in Mount Maunganui a short while ago. Counting of votes has begun for the Delhi Assembly elections. It is being carried out at 21 centres across the city amidst tight security. The counting started at 8 a.m. and the results are expected to be out by afternoon. The entire counting process is being videographed. The Election Commission is displaying the trends and results on its website. The trends will be updated every few minutes to display round-wise results of each constituency. These will also be available from the Voter Helpline mobile app. Now we go over to our correspondent at Goal Market Counting Centre for more updates. Anand, tell us about the security arrangements at the counting centre.
Anuja, I can tell you that I am standing at the counting center set up at Atal Adarsh Bengali Girls Senior Secondary School, Goal Market, where counting of votes has begun amidst tight security. Elaborate security arrangements are in place to ensure a smooth counting of votes. 3-layer security arrangements has been created involving paramilitary forces, Delhi police personnel and home guards. CCTV cameras has also been installed at the counting center. Anuja, I can tell you that only authorized personnel are allowed to get entry into the counting center, and police personnel are keeping a close vigil. Anuja?
Okay. When are the trends likely to be expected?
Anuja, I can tell you that at this counting center, counting of votes for 6 assembly seats, namely New Delhi, Patel Nagar, Delhi Kant, Rajendra Nagar, R.K. Puram and Greater Kailash is going on.
Okay.
And as per the procedure, first of all, counting of postal ballots are taken up, and as far as the results are concerned, we can expect result trends by 9 a.m. and the whole results can be out within 3 to 4 hours.
Okay, thank you very much, Anand. Delhi had witnessed 62.59% voter turnout during the polling, which was held on Saturday. A total of 672 candidates, including 63 women, are in the fray for the 70-member Delhi Assembly. In the last Assembly elections, Aam Aadmi Party had won 67 seats, BJP bagged 3, while Congress failed to win even a single seat. United States President Donald Trump will be coming to India later this month on a 2-day visit. This would be Trump's maiden trip to India as the President of the United States. White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham said in Washington yesterday that the President and First Lady Melania Trump will travel to New Delhi and Ahmedabad during the visit scheduled on 24th and 25th February. She said that during a phone call over the weekend, President Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi agreed that the trip would further strengthen the India-US strategic partnership and highlight the strong and enduring bonds between the American and the Indian people. President Trump's trip to India is significant in view of the ongoing bilateral trade conflicts and various other issues, including maintaining international global order in the Indo-Pacific. Ahead of the visit, the Trump administration has proposed $1.5 billion in budgetary allocation for 2021 fiscal for the crucial Indo-Pacific region. Mr. Trump's predecessor, Barack Obama, had traveled to India twice, in 2010 and 2015. The United States has approved the sale of an integrated air defense weapon system to India for an estimated cost of $1.867 billion. It will modernize India's armed forces and expand its existing air defense architecture to counter threats posed by air attack. The Trump administration has notified to the U.S. Congress of its determination to sell India the Integrated Air Defense Weapons System, the Defense Security Cooperation Agency said yesterday. It added that this will update India's military capability and will further enhance greater interoperability between India, the U.S. and other allies. Israel's National Security Advisor, Meir Ben-Shabbat, met Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday and discussed the deepening relationship between the two countries. Besides calling on Mr. Modi, he also met Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. India and Israel share close defense ties. Last week, addressing at an event at the Def Expo in Lucknow, Israeli Ambassador Dr. Ron Malka had said that India-Israel partnership is steadily growing on the foundation of mutual respect, trust, values, interest, tradition and culture. Seeking more joint ventures, he had hoped for transforming the cooperation from the buyer-seller relationship to a strategic partnership. The BJP has issued a whip for its members in both the Houses of Parliament, asking them to be present today. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will reply the debate on union budget in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Earlier, the Lok Sabha members sat till late last night to complete discussion on Union Budget 2020-21. Members from various political parties took part in the discussion and presented their views. Rajya Sabha took discussion on the Union Budget yesterday. The first phase of budget session will conclude today and the second phase will commence from 2nd of next month after a recess. In Jammu and Kashmir, 3 overground workers were arrested from Pulwama district of South Kashmir in connection with the January 31st encounter in a late-night operation yesterday. The National Investigation Agency had taken up the probe into an encounter along the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway last month, in which 3 Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists were killed. The Union Ministry of Home Affairs issued a notification directing the agency to carry out a thorough probe into the circumstances in which the 3 terrorists had sneaked into Jammu and Kashmir through the international border at Samba. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal has called upon ULFA Independent Chief Paresh Baruah to join peace talks with the government. The Chief Minister also sought support from all sections of society in establishing peace in the state. He hailed the insurgent outfits of Bodoland who laid down arms recently. He was addressing the Bodoland Day celebration at Kokrajhar yesterday. Mr. Sonowal said that his government had set the goal for an insurgency-free Assam at the time of taking over charge of the state. He termed the recently signed Bodo Peace Accord as a historic step in this direction. Today is World Unani Day. This day is celebrated every year to mark the birth anniversary of the great Unani scholar and social reformer Hakim Ajmal Khan. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh will be the chief guest at the function being organized by the Ayush Ministry in New Delhi on this occasion. A report.
The Unani system of medicine was introduced in India by the Arabs and Persians sometime around the 11th century. Today, India is one of the leading countries as far as the practice of Unani medicine is concerned. It has the largest number of Unani educational, research and healthcare institutions. Unani system of medicine originated in Greece. Its foundation was laid by Hippocrates. The system owes its present form to the Arabs, who not only saved much of the Greek literature by rendering it into Arabic, but also enriched the medicine of their day with their own contributions. With Anand Kumar, Suparna Sekya, AIR News, Delhi.
Moving on to our special series of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. 50 youth from Uttarakhand visited Karnataka as part of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program. It marks the unity in diversity of India and strengthens the fabric of traditionally existing emotional bonds. More from our correspondent.
The Karnataka State Director of Nehru Yuva Kendra Sanghatan, Atul Nikam, has informed that they joined hands with Bangalore University to host the youth from Uttarakhand from January 20th to February 3rd under Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program.
The main object of the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program is Uttarakhand state should know what are the opportunities for employment in southern India. Bangalore is a hub for education and employment. So they should know the educational opportunities, employment opportunities. Also, they should know the culture of southern India.
The youth from Uttarakhand were taken to tourist, academic and industrial destinations in Mangaluru, Mysuru and Bengaluru. They were also given lectures in personality development, social service, cleanliness drive, communication and language skills. The visiting youth presented cultural programs on this occasion. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
In Madhya Pradesh, a national water conference is going to be held today in the capital Bhopal to solve the water crisis in the state. The declining groundwater has resulted in water crisis in most parts of the state. More from our correspondent.
Water conservation workers, environmentalists and subject experts from across the country will participate in the National Water Conference. The purpose of the conference is to finalize the guidelines for the Water Rights Act in Madhya Pradesh. A framework for better implementation of this act will also be made in this conference. Madhya Pradesh will be the first state in the country where this law will be implemented. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
An advanced team of World Health Organization WHO medical experts has arrived in China to help investigate the novel coronavirus outbreak. Confirming this, WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said that the advanced team led by Dr. Bruce Aylward will be part of WHO China Joint Investigation Team. Coronavirus outbreak death toll has reached 1,018 globally, with over 43,000 confirmed cases as of Monday. A total of 974 people have died from the virus in Hubei. Chinese President Xi Jinping yesterday appeared before the public for the first time since the outbreak. He inspected the efforts by community workers in Beijing to contain the virus, visited a local hospital that offers treatment, and video chatted with frontline medical staff in Wuhan. In Europe, fierce winds along with heavy rains claimed at least 6 lives and disrupted normal life across northern region. Around 1,150 flights to and from Germany and Netherlands were cancelled and train services were disrupted. Dutch police reported more than 600 kilometers of traffic jams yesterday after having closed one of the big storm surge barriers. In cricket, India was 61 for the loss of 2 wickets in 12 overs against New Zealand in the third and final one-day international match at Bay Oval in Mount Maunganui a short while ago. Earlier, New Zealand skipper Kane Williamson won the toss and put India to bat first. India will look to avoid a whitewash by winning the final ODI of the 3-match series. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Anuja. On the reservation row rocking the house, Hindustan Times reports, centre opposition tussle over SC's reservation verdict, where the government stresses on being committed to welfare of SC/STs. On the result day of Delhi elections, the pioneer states competing theories, exit polls versus late turnout surge predicting majority for BJP. Teacher script success story, 60 of his pupils in army, writes the Tribune. Setting an example, a government school teacher in Punjab, Sher Singh, coaches students for free, arranges books, stationery for those in need. 5 new smart cities to be investment hub to be built as business district spread over large area, says the Economic Times. A top headline in the Times of India quotes the government, 6 bank chiefs facing CBI ED probe. And finally, all the dailies are mentioned a South Korean film, Parasite, sweeping the Oscars this year. The Hindustan Times writes, 92 years on, Best Picture goes to a foreign language film. While the Indian Express writes, subtitles finally speak truth to Hollywood. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Subhadra. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Counting of votes for 70 assembly seats in Delhi underway. U.S. President Donald Trump to visit India later this month. Washington approves sale of integrated air defense weapons system worth $1.867 billion to New Delhi. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to reply on debate on union budget in Parliament. Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal calls upon ULFA Chief Paresh Baruah to join the peace talks. And in cricket, India was 66 for the loss of 3 wickets in 12.4 overs against New Zealand in the third and final ODI in Mount Maunganui. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.